we're going to use what we know about equations of a line, the different forms of equations of a line, to write an equation of a line using a line of best fit. So it says, is there a relationship between the fat grams and the total calories in fast food? So it gives you guys a list. It gives you guys the fat grams for each of those items, and then the total calories for that item. So down here, we've already graphed it. So the total fat is down at the bottom. So like a hamburger, which has 9 grams of fat, is at 260 calories. So that would be this point right there. So since we've already graphed it, we've even drawn in a line of best fit. When you guys draw in a line of best fit, you don't draw a zigzag line and connect the dots. You just try your best to draw a linear, straight line through sort of the middle or the most points that you possibly can. So this is a nice example because it's already drawn for you and you don't really have to figure out how to draw it in there. But when it asks you then to find 2 points, because you have to use 2 points to write an equation of a line, if you have 2 good data points on that drawn line, you would want to pick them. But for ours, the only 2 points are up here at the top, and they're really close together. And that doesn't really help us for like all the data points that are down here. So if you do have points on the line, use them. So I am going to use this point here. And then I'm just going to pick a point that would be on the line. So I'm going to down towards the beginning. So I'm going to pick that point here. So my 2 points are, this first one is 300, so 9 grams of fat, 300 calories. And my second point is 31 grams of fat and 560 calories. So 31, 560. So it wants us to calculate the slope of the line. Remember, slope is your m through the 2 points that you guys chose. So change in y over change in x. So I can write the formula down for you guys if you forgot what it is. But then you really just plug in your points. So the second y value was 560 calories minus the first y value, which was 300, over the second x value, which was 31, minus the first x value, which was 9 grams of fat. And then you just simplify that. So 560 minus 300 is 260. 31 minus 9, 22. And then what I'm going to do, I could reduce that into a fraction, but for line of best fit is one of the few times where I actually do just put it into a fraction or into a decimal. So 260 divided by 22, I'll do 2 decimal places. We're going to say it's about 11.81. So that is our slope. It should be positive, so if you end up with a negative number, double check your work because your slope is going uphill. If there was someone standing on this line, as they walked to the right, they would be going uphill. It is a positive slope. So 11.81. So find the equation of your line. You guys could do it using slope-intercept form. You guys could use point-slope form. I'm going to do both ways, and you guys can kind of figure out which way you like the best here. So the first one is going to be we'll do slope-intercept first. So that's your y equals mx plus b. So in that case, we're just going to take one of our points. It doesn't matter which one. I'll just do the first one. And plug those values in for y and x. So y was 300 equals slope we just found to be 11.81 times the x value of that point, which was 9. And we're going to solve for b. So 11.81 times 9, 106.29. And then just subtract that over to find your b. So 300 minus 106.29, 193.71. I'm just going to leave that there for now, and I'm going to come over and do it with point slope, or with, point slope form also. So let's do that. So again, that was y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So you guys leave the y, and the y1 and x1 is what you plug in. So we'll use that same point, 9, 300. So the 300 was the y. We found m to be 11.81 times x minus our x1, or x value that we chose was 9. So y minus 300 equals 11.81x. I'm just going to distribute that in there. And 11.81 times 9, 106.29. So things are being the same as they were for the first equation, so that's good. And if we're trying to get this into an equation, we want to have it solved for y. So we'll add this 300 over. And then you get y equals 11.81x. And 300 minus 106.29 is 193.71. So the nice thing with point slope is that that equation is kind of already, once you've solved for it, it's already in the equation form. If you use slope-intercept form, you solve for b and then have to write the equation. So your equation here would be y equals 11.81x plus 193.71. Now that seemed like a lot of work because we did it 2 ways instead of just one. But if you look at your end result, it does match up with the graph. So it's saying that your y-intercept is 193.71. And if you guys look at your y-intercept, it is just below 200. So the equation you came up with, or that we found, does make sense with the line. Always check, guys, that your end result makes sense with the problem. If it doesn't, then you probably did something wrong and you want to go back and check it. So this equation can now be used to predict information. So find the number of calories in a sandwich if the total fat is 40 grams. So I'm just going to set this up for you guys. So find the number of calories if fat is 40 grams. So fat grams is the x. So we're finding y if x is 40. So you guys finish this problem. So you guys find the calories. And the same thing with B. Find the number of grams of fat if the calories is 730. So this case, y is 730. And you guys are finding x. So you guys are finding the grams of fat. So I set up the equations for you guys. You guys finish them.